Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to give you my thoughts on the Spider-Man Far From Home official trailer. It dropped around 9 a.m. I was at work, I really just got off, so this video might be a little late, probably going to be posted up around 6, maybe-ish, once, go through the editing stuff, because I don't know how long the video is going to be, because, you guys know how my thoughts can, take me once I start going down the rabbit hole. But my overall thoughts on the trailer is that it's almost a nearly perfect trailer. Now, when I say it's almost a nearly perfect trailer, I'm not saying that it's one of the greatest trailers of all time. I'm not even saying it's in my top 5 comic book trailers. Personally, I still have Infinity War, Endgame, BVS, Thor Ragnarok, and it's a toss-up between Civil War and it's a toss-up between Civil War and the Black Panther trailer as my top 5, favorite, comic book trailers. Now, there are other trailers, too. Those are my favorite comic book trailers. There are other trailers I can get into at another date that would be, just trailers in general. But that's, I don't think this movie's official trailer jumps into that category for me. But as a fan of the first Spider-Man movie, Homecoming, and if you guys have been following, the CGM show long enough, you guys know when we did our review of Spider-Man Homecoming that I adored it. I gave it I either gave it a 10 or I gave it a 9.5. It was close. I adored Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought it was I still think it's the best on-screen interpretation of Spider-Man. Better than Andrew Garfield. Better than Tobey Maguire. Better than the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Better than the Mark Webb Spider-Mans. I clearly think that this new interpretation, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, is much better, is the superior Spider-Man. And this trailer is perfect because if you just watch, say you just didn't watch any of the MCU movies, say you just watched Homecoming, the trailer's great because you could literally just watch Homecoming and then watch this trailer and it feels like a very natural progression. It doesn't feel like the director felt like he had to do something different, that he had to change the tone up a bit. You know how, because it's the same director, you didn't feel like he had to change the tone up a bit. It didn't feel like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, where it felt like James Gunn was just doing the same thing he did in the first one, but just kind of amping up the more weirdo, colorful aspects of it. This feels like a natural progression, a natural, place for this to go, a natural location for this to go, and a continuation of Peter Parker's arc from Spider-Man Homecoming to this one. And in that way, I think it's a perfect trailer. It does that. And that way, you feel it. And starting off with the trailer, the last thing you see, I think that's appropriate. The last thing you saw in Spider-Man Homecoming was Aunt May discover that it was Peter. Aunt May discovered it's Peter. Aunt May go, "What the fuck?" And then the first thing you see in this is Aunt May embracing Peter being Spider-Man. I love this because as far as I know, and I'm a big Marvel guy and I've seen a lot of Spider-Man, I don't know if there was a time that Aunt May knew he was Spider-Man and actually supported it. I feel like anytime, now granted guys, comment below, I feel like anytime that she knew he was Spider-Man, she got pissed. She was either A, I don't want anything to do with it, don't tell me about it, I don't want to know about it, you do you, and I'm going to do me. Or she just straight up doesn't know about it. But I don't ever remember her being supportive. But it makes sense that this version of Aunt May would be supportive. First of all, this is a younger version of Aunt May. She's more of a aunt. Because I think it never made sense that Aunt May was so old. And I guess it made sense because women had children a little bit, I guess, later in life. I don't know, but it never made sense that Aunt May was so old. And this version of Aunt May's in her mid-50s, in her early 50s. Like Marissa Tomei, who, by the way, good God. If I ever marry a woman and she looks like that when she's 50, you never gotta worry about me cheating. You don't even gotta worry about it. If she looks like that, But it's a funny scene between her and Happy Hogan where it's a little bit of flirtation. She's stumbling. It's cute. I gotta admit, it's cute. And a lot of people are against this Happy Hogan Aunt May thing. And I'm like, why? I love Happy. You've been watching Happy since 2008 as Iron Man's faithful. The only real, the most loyal dude who ever walked the face of the earth. This ride or die homie for freaking Tony Stark. He's been working his ass off diligently all the time. And honestly, I am so in on the Aunt May and Happy Hogan being together thing, because it just makes so much sense. They both know loss. They've both been kind of lonely supporters of a hero. It just makes sense that those two people would be two people who would attract to each other. And it's like, you know what? I'm cool with this. I am really cool with this. I am really cool with this new direction they're going with Aunt May. With Aunt May being soccer mom, but instead of being soccer mom for events, I don't love the fact that Peter won't... The exciting incidences, like his identity revealing shit, will have to be for someone else. Because it won't be for Aunt May. He doesn't have to hide it from Aunt May. In fact, she's going to be there supporting him. I love it because it's just going to add intrigue, man. It's going to add how things go. And in fact, in the international trailer, which I'm not going to review that because it's only like a few extra scenes in the international trailer, Aunt May packs the suit. Aunt May suggests taking the suit with him because and I haven't really seen it, but I got a feeling there's gonna be one of those things where she sees how much he loves being Spider-Man, and she sees how much it means to him to be Spider-Man, and she sees that to take that away from him would be like taking a part of himself away from him. And I got a vibe that that's what they're gonna play up. But I thought the stuff with Aunt May and Happy was pretty funny, and I love Peter just like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? Because that's exactly what all of us would have if that would be the equivalent of you having a coach, right? You play a sport, and you and your coach are really close. You and your coach, he's like this mentor to you, and he comes over the house, and him and your mom are really, really, really flirty. No. You love your coach, you love your mom, but at the same time, like, whoa, hold on. Wait a minute, coach. Like, that's the look on Peter's face. But then it transitions to Peter, packing his stuff because he's going on this European trip. Now, me personally, I can't tell if it's like, I don't think they said it or not. Maybe they did. I can't tell if it's like a foreign exchange thing or if it's just like, because, schools do that. I think they did that at Manchester. Like, some kids got to go, like, on a European trip or something like that. But they're obviously, but it's all his class. It's all his group of classmates who went on that who did that decathlon thing. I think it's all of them, but who knows? But I think it's pretty cool that and they go on this trip, and then they go on this trip, and he doesn't want to take the Spider-Man suit with him. But it's not like the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield one. It's not all mopey and cryy and emo-y, and I don't want to take this suit with me. And it's just like, I just want to fucking feel normal for a few minutes, I do this Spider-Man thing, I love doing it, but good lord, man, I just want to feel normal for a week, for a month, for a summer, Can I just get a normal life, when I get back over here, I'll go back to it. But can I get some normal time to myself, which obviously, of course, is a fucking no, but still, that's how Peter feels, and it's totally understandable, totally Peter Parker, and I loved it. Then he kind of goes, and then he meets up with Mr. Dumar, the guy who was in that shop. He sees Mr. Dumar. That's kind of cool again. He's supplying up stuff. But another Easter egg that they show is like he's doing Spider-Man shit, taking texting while swinging. Should get a ticket for that. Looks like he was either he's taking a picture or he's texting while swinging. One or the other. He's doing something with his phone while he's swinging. And in the background, you can see where the Stark Tower used to be. Where Stark Tower used to be. If you remember in the first movie, Stark Tower was sold, but they never told you who bought it. And you see construction going on in the background on Stark Tower. Now, it's not... I feel like you can tell the difference between something being destroyed and then being rebuilt. It looks like something is just being built over top of it, like it's just being remodeled. And I am... Put your bets in, people. Who's buying the old Avengers Tower? Who's buying it? Is it Osborn's? Is it going to be the new Baxter building? I don't think it's going to be the new Baxter building. I'm betting my money on Oscorp, because I feel like the Baxter building in the comics was a building that was around for a while. Like, I don't remember if the Baxter building was just a building that they bought and it was like, oh, that's the Baxter building. Because if I recall, in the comic book, the Baxter building is a building that had, been around, that was acquired by Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. It wasn't like some building that was just brand new bought. It was like, no, the building had been around and he bought it and refurbished it and, turned it into, and, used it for his lab and shit. It's like, that's how it worked. It wasn't like some random building just built there. And I really wouldn't like it if they did that. I would prefer the Baxter Building being something that was already there, and it just didn't get brought up because it was like, why bring it up? It's just a building. I think it's Oscorp that's being built in the background, but but let's move on along, and then you get to the next few scenes, and you see Peter getting his passport. By the way, I love his stupid little hair. You know, making fun of the fact that, you know, when they take those pictures of you for anything, passport, driver's license, it's always a bad fucking look, and I think that's hilarious that they dropped that. They make fun of that too. And then you see, but something a bunch of people are pointing out that they CGI'd out the because on your passport, I've never traveled before, but I'm just going off of what a bunch of people have said. Apparently, on your passport, it's supposed to have when you're leaving. You know, the date of when this is happening, when you are getting this passport. It's supposed to have the date right there, but they took out the date. They took out the date purposefully to not let you know what time this takes period in, which kind of tells me that either A, they're just trying to, you know, mess with people, or B, this may be a prequel, and I think the chances of this being a prequel are pretty high, are higher than people think it is, because there's nothing to lose from it being a prequel. There's nothing to lose. In fact, you have everything to gain from it being a prequel, because if it's a prequel, then that means that the stakes are high again, because that means, well, he might have survived, he might not have survived, if it's a prequel. Plus, if it's a prequel, because it just doesn't change enough for me. I feel like, why make this hard on yourself? Just make this a prequel, that way everyone can still kind of guess, you know, what's going on, because no one really knows what's the next movie after Spider-Man Homecoming. There hasn't really been an announcement of the next movie after Spider-Man Homecoming, so... And the Black Widow movie is supposed to be a prequel too. So literally, there is nothing giving away what happens at the end of Endgame if this movie is a prequel. If this movie is a prequel, there's nothing giving away what happens afterwards. Which, like I said, I don't know if they're going to do that or not, because Kevin Feige has come out and said that this movie takes place after Endgame. But who knows? Who knows? Then it kind of cuts to him getting on, you know, the plane, flying off. Scene with him and Mary MJ. I don't think they said her last name. I know her first name is Mariah. It's not MJ. It's not traditional MJ. I like Zendaya as Michelle. I thought she was pretty funny. I thought she was pretty funny because she. You know what I loved about Mariah, Michelle. You know what I liked about Michelle? Is that she had bits of me in there, because I am the type of person, especially when I was younger, especially with people who are close to me, who would say shit to get reactions out of people, who just fucking with people just to see what they say or do. Not even in a mean way, not even in a an actually mean what I'm saying to you way. I just want to see how you act if I did it. And I love that kind of aspect about her, that she just show up and just fuck with people. And then she just mess with people. She's just one of those people who just kind of socially weird, and she doesn't really know how to fucking socialize very well with people, because she just hasn't. She just hasn't. But she's found friends in Peter and Ned and the Decathlon group. In fact, she's the leader of the Decathlon at the end of the movie. So, and they're setting up this relationship that's very similar to the classic Mary Jane and Spider-Man relationship, but it's not. It's very different. Which is what I love about Spider-Man the new Spider-Man in general. A lot of people hate the changes to the new Spider-Man. A lot of people just wanted it to be the same. Which to that pisses me off a little bit, because because the same people who want it to be the same are the same exact people who are complaining that it was gonna be the same, and it's just hilarious to me. I just can't win with those people, but who cares? Don't try to. And there's a nice little exchange where Peter says she's pretty, and she says, "Oh, so does it give me value?" He's like, wait, what? He's like, "Oh, no." She's like, "I'm just messing with you, dude. I'm just messing with you, man. You're pretty too." And I'm like, I like that. I don't know why I like that. I do. I know Seth doesn't like it, which is why I'm not going to go see this movie with him, because he's going to be annoying the whole time. But I like that. I like that kind of humor. It's just like, she's fucking with you. Stop taking yourself so goddamn seriously. Talking to you, Seth. It's like, literally, I love that, man. I love that kind of fuck with you humor. And then it kind of, by the way, I just heard this, but Ned, I think there's a thing going on with Ned and Betty. You know, the blonde-haired girl with the, who was in the first movie, who, with the, bow around her head, with the black bow, Betty Brand, actually. If you're a Spider-Man fan, you know Betty Brand, because she worked at the Daily Bugle. But she was, way older. In this, she's, the same age as Peter. But in the comic, she's, way old. Well, not way older. I mean, he took her out on dates. And I'm pretty sure he hit that. But that's beside the point. The big point is, I think Ned and her are dating. Or there's something going on. Because there's scenes of them holding hands and running. Granted, she could just be holding his hand and running away, but the way she's holding his hand. And every time you see those two on a screen together, she is right beside him. And the 2 times you see them together on screen, she's touching him or taking a picture of him. So it's like, wow, man, love is in the air. They should have put this shit out on Valentine's Day, man. It would have made more sense. You got Happy and Aunt May. You got Peter and Michelle. You got Ned and Betty. I'm like, come on, what's going on over here, man? Love is in the air. But then it cuts, and then it starts cutting around, and then Nick Fury shows up. Darts Ned in the neck, of course. Ned falls out, and Nick and Samuel Jackson and his best Nick Fury is just like, the Spider-Man. Finally get to meet you, Spider-Man. And he's like, all right, we got shit to do. That's basically what he does. He's like, all right, come on, we got shit to do. It's like, wait, what? We got shit to do, Peter, come on. He's like, what about my friend? And I just turn him over so he doesn't choke on his throat. He'll be fine. So he don't choke on his tongue. He'll be fine. And then from there, it kind of cuts around between action beats. And you see different suits. You see the stealth suit. You see the new red and black suit. You see these elemental creatures. One made of water. One made of dirt. One made of molten lava looking shit. And it cuts around and you hear over talk by Nick Fury saying that basically, nut up or shut up, you're a hero, so this is what you do, no matter where you are, this is what you do. This is what he's saying. I mean, he didn't say that line exactly, but that's basically saying, you're a hero, nut up, this is what you do. And then you hear Happy kind of saying, you're on your own out here, you know, you're on your own, no one's going to be able to help you out, which, by the way, I've heard a lot of people go, why if this event is so bad, why haven't any of the other heroes showed up? Sokovia Accords. One, if this is a prequel, Sokovia Accords, because I don't care, because those things would still be around. 2, Captain America and them are fugitives on the run. 3, the Sokovia Accords, like they said, would put so much red tape around you that you can't act immediately. There's only 2 Avengers left on the planet, and it's Iron Man and Vision. Well, if this is what I think it is, it'd be Iron Man and Vision. So Peter's on his own. Like, he can't interact. Like Iron Man could not swoop in and save the day. He literally can't legally do that, or he'd be in shit trouble. So to me, it makes perfect sense why Nick Fury would feel the need to go get Spider-Man. He's like, yo, Spider-Man's didn't sign the Accord. Spider-Man is under the radar. In fact, no one knows who Spider-Man is. No one knows where he's located. He's completely under the radar because I'm sure Tony's been protecting him. Peter is the perfect person to select, which is something I don't think anyone's talking about, is why Peter is literally the perfect person to select. He didn't sign the Accords. He isn't a wanted fugitive. He's under the radar. Tony Stark not only endorses him, but he's protecting him from the public vision, from people, getting a hold of his name and government coming after him. So perfect guy, and they don't even know he's on the European trip. So he's picture perfect for Nick Fury, just conveniently perfect. And it cuts around a little bit. You see him in his normal clothes. It looks like he's gonna have a couple action sequences in his normal clothes, which for some reason I love. I get giddy whenever I see a superhero in his normal attire doing superhero shit. Like whenever I see Bruce Wayne or Daredevil or Spider-Man doing shit in their like normal clothes, I always get kind of giddy because I'm like, oh man, you gotta be careful, because it's always this heightened sense of like tension, because like, oh man, if people see you doing that shit, man, you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be careful, man. You're gonna give yourself away. And you see it in this, and so I'm excited for those scenes. And then you see it, Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. Now at first he's not wearing the helmet, he just shows up in this beautiful Mysterio outfit. Holy shit, they went for it. He's got the big purple cape and the eyes on his shoulders. Oh man, what a time to be alive, It was crazy. He's got the big purple cape and the eyes on his shoulders, and the gold, and the purple, and he's even got the belt. I'm like, oh my god, he's even got the patterns in his arm. Jake Gyllenhaal's a beautiful beard, by the way, beautiful beard. And like he shows up and he says something along the lines of, you don't want to be involved in this, and then he like shoots this green shit out of his hands that look like kind of magical shit. And then it cuts to hit Mysterio full fishbowl, launching these magical looking shit. There's like this eye, like triangular eye thing. He's launching at it. It looks like some Doctor Strange magic, and he's shooting it at this beast. As it cuts to Far From Home, and then it's capped off the classic Flash Thompson jab. This is classic Flash Thompson. In the comic books, Flash Thompson is a Spider-Man fanatic, but he fucking hates Peter. And in great classic Flash Thompson fashion, I love Spider-Man. He's a good dude. He's a hero. He protects our neighborhood, and he has a dope-ass suit. And then Peter looks at him like, "What are you looking at, dickweed?" It's like, that's classic. He's like, "You're talking all this good shit about Spider-Man, not knowing that I am Spider-Man." Oh, good. Anywho, that's my thoughts on the trailer. It went 20 minutes. I loved it, so that's why I went so long. I loved it. It was a lot to unpack, and it wasn't even that long of a trailer. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what happens in Endgame and see what happens in Spider-Man. Is this a prequel? Is this a prequel, or does it take place after? Who knows? Comment below. Did you like the trailer? Did you not like the trailer? What's your favorite part of the trailer, or what's the part you didn't like about the trailer? Please let me know. Please remember to like and subscribe. And thank you for joining me on the Comic Gamer Movie Show. Everyone, have a good day.